If you guys need cheap games for the summer or want to grab some of the cheapest shark card deals around, head on over to G2A in the description and use code BOSS for an extra discount. Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm doing another Q&A video where I take your questions from both Twitter and Snapchat, and I answer them all in this video. In today's Q&A, we've got a lot of epic questions, all submitted by you guys on social media, and I can't wait to jump into this and tackle it. Now, if you want to get involved in the next one, go down in the description, follow me on my social media sites, and whenever I'm looking for questions, just use the hashtag AskBoss, and you might find yourself featured in a future video. But without the way, let's not waste any more time, and let's get it started. All right, so our first question comes from HP North, not exactly Grand Theft Auto 5 related, but it is kind of relevant. He says, who do you think won E3, Xbox or PlayStation? Yes, the internal battle of which is best, Xbox or PlayStation. Now, I am not for one side or another. I have both an Xbox and a PlayStation. I play Xbox exclusive games. I play PlayStation exclusive games. And I think it was relatively even. I think that Xbox got the edge in console news. They announced the Xbox One Slim as well as Project Scorpio. But I do think PlayStation had slightly better games. They obviously showed off God of War, which is really cool. That game looks incredible. They showed off that new open world zombie motorcycle game, which looks pretty neat. They had The Last Guardian, which isn't my cup of tea, but apparently a lot of people are really hyped for that. So I think it's balanced. I think Xbox won with the console news, but I think PlayStation won on the game side. Jumping into some GTA 5 questions, this first one comes from Shinji, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, who says, do you think the Cunning Stunts DLC will release any other car apart from the already discovered ones? Hashtag AskBoss. I'm sure this person is talking about the Grotti X80 Proto, as well as the Fister 811 and the 770. So yes, I do not think those are going to be the only vehicles added in this update. However, I'm really not sure what Rockstar's logic was if they do release them in the Cunning Stunts DLC. Why would you only add those 3 vehicles, yet you're adding others in the update as well? Was Rockstar intentionally trying to hype up these vehicles by having them in the files where they know people are likely going to discover them and try them out? So yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think, and I would suspect, that because the Cunning Stunts DLC is going to be so heavily based off of racing and vehicles, that it would have more than just 3 cars. However, I obviously don't have any insider information. I don't know what content is coming from this update. It would just seem unlikely that Rockstar would only bring those 3 vehicles into the game. Very similar that we saw obviously more than the Pegassi Reaper added in Further Adventures and Finance and Felony. Our next question comes from Nick. He tweets at me, hashtag AskBoss. Was it surprising that there was no announcement from Rockstar Games at E3? Yes, Nick, it was very surprising. We all thought there was going to be an announcement at either the Sony press conference or the Microsoft press conference regarding Rockstar's next game or an expansion or, the next Red Dead game. And there's been a lot of rumors swirling around as to why there was no announcement made. One of the rumors was that the tragic event in Orlando has actually delayed Rockstar's announcement, although official statements coming from PlayStation and, corporate people over at PlayStation have said that no, their press conference was set months ago, so that would mean no current events would have changed what they have done. But yeah, ultimately it was a surprise. We were all expecting something from Rockstar at E3. It's the largest stage in terms of video game potential announcements, so to not see them there was kind of a shock, but at the same time, it's Rockstar. So our next question comes from MAmin490, tweets me, do you think we're going to be able to build our own custom loops and ramps in the new Cunning Stunts DLC? Hashtag AskBoss. I sure hope we are. That would be amazing to create ramps that have custom widths and that have custom links and are, a bigger loop or a smaller loop, or ramps that might be super wide or super thin that only a motorcycle could go off of. That would be amazing. I really do hope that Rockstar unleashes the full potential of the creator, because there are so many talented people in our community that have been looking forward to this DLC for so long because of the amazing things that they can create. Custom races is probably one of the best parts of Grand Theft Auto Online, and this DLC is going to make things even more exciting. It's going to be incredible, and if Rockstar really allows us to unlock our creativity, like with what you mentioned, custom loops and ramps, I could see this being one of the best DLCs ever. Our next question comes from Juzek19985, who tweets at me, hashtag AskBoss, when do you think we're going to get more details about the stunting DLC? Hopefully this week. So Rockstar have actually switched up their pattern. they now do the event weeks on Mondays as compared to Friday. So I doubt we'll get any information on Monday or maybe Tuesday, but I would hopefully suspect later in the week that we will be able to get some more information from Rockstar on the Cunning Stunts DLC. They mentioned on their newswire that, yes, we were going to be getting some more information soon, but again, that's Rockstar's favorite phrase, to say soon, and then a couple weeks could go by and we don't hear anything. So yeah, hopefully it is sooner rather than later, and I know we're all looking forward to some more details from them. Our next question comes from Taz Plays, who tweets at me, do you think Rockstar will ever let us do CEO missions in closed crew, friend sessions, and if there is a minimum number of players? So sadly, I just don't think that's going to be the Rockstar way. I know that everyone, including myself, wants there to be a private session, invite-only session, crew session, friend session version of the CEO stuff, but I guess Rockstar just feels like it's more balanced in public lobbies. And to an extent, I think they're right. I think that my version is slightly biased because of how things go when I stream and when I play with a bunch of players. Everyone seems to go all T1000 mode, and they try to kill me no matter what. But do I think that they're ever going to let us do it in those sessions you mentioned? Probably not, and it's kind of unfortunate. John Garner tweeted me, do you think Rockstar will fix the crate system so associates actually make money? Hashtag AskBoss. Unfortunately, John, I don't think the associates are going to be making more money than they kind of are right now. Rockstar was the exact same way with the bodyguard system, where they weren't really generous in terms of what the bodyguards made, but at the same rate, it's just kind of interesting that there isn't a better way for the associates to make money, whether it's through side jobs or whether it's through a percentage of sales or whatnot. I'm just not sure why this isn't something they do. I think in a perfect world, the CEO should determine how much the associates make. And in my case, I would split it I would give the associates almost more money, because in my cases, they seem to be doing more of the work, yet in the end, I'm the one who receives about 95% of the benefit, which I don't think is right. I think that there needs to be a little more balance there. Up next, we have a question from Vincent, who tweets at me, hashtag AskBoss, do you think the Independence Day special DLC will be included in the Cunning Stunts DLC? That is my theory, and we've seen Rockstar do this before, that in order to get holiday content out in the game, they'll just create an update. I think this happened with the January Drop Zone DLC, where Rockstar really just added that into the game in order to get out the Valentine's Day content. So yeah, anything is possible, and I really do believe that some sort of an Independence Day special will come out in Grand Theft Auto Online, whether it's through an update like Cunning Stunts, or whether it's just Rockstar introducing older content back into the game and having it be put back on sale. Our next question comes from Elefante, who tweets at me, I've seen people riding around with the X80 Proto. I know you got it in offline, but how did they get it in online? Hashtag AskBoss. So it's actually really risky. I think they're using a cheat engine or they're using mods in online, which definitely will put you at risk of being banned in Grand Theft Auto Online. So you want to be very careful about how you do that. Yes, it's possible. It's tricky, and I don't exactly know how it's done. It's pretty easy in single player, and it's fine because that's harmless. But just be careful. Even though they have it in online, it's not technically obviously available yet. They've simply just modded it into the game. Our next question comes from Cannon, who tweets me, when do you think the Faggio 900R will come out? Hashtag AskBoss. So I actually had to look up what he was talking about. Apparently, this is an image that was found by XXII, or created by that guy who just starts doing all the fake images and whatnot. It's best to take everything he does with a grain of salt. One, I don't think the Faggio 900R is a real vehicle. I think that it's simply a troll by him, and he's trying to incite the community, which I think he's successfully done, because obviously you're asking me a question about it. But is the Faggio 900R real? I doubt it, and it will probably never, ever come into Grand Theft Auto Online. And our final question of the day comes from DarkSpy29, who tweets me, do you think that the X80 is more expensive than the 811 or 819 because it's more out of this world while leaving performance behind? So DarkSpy brings up a good question. The X80 is way more expensive than the 811, yet it doesn't perform all that better. And I do think a lot of that price is how exotic looking the car is. It's based off a real-life Ferrari concept vehicle. So yeah, I can see just out of the way it looks, it getting a price bump. Because let's be honest, the Pfister 811 doesn't look like the sexiest car in the game. So it's probably going to perform very similarly, although if you want a really cool car, I guess the X80 is going to be the one you go for. All right, well, anyways, that's all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this week's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and hopefully you enjoyed all the questions that I answered. If you did go on to enjoy, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.